Hello?
Hey, I saw you called it six.
Yeah, I didn't know if you ever called back to ask him about the damages.
Oh, I tried, but I don't think he's going to call me. But then I got thinking about the timeline, and your mother was wondering too. After you left, there were 2 days you were elsewhere. Um, you come back and walk by the room, and you see the fans at that point. Is that right?
Uh,
It was about 2 to 3 days after we had moved back in after the 2 days across the street.
so it was about
So
4 days.
we just so it was about 5 or 6 days officially. It was when I saw the water, I'm not sure. But it was 3 or 4 days in, and all it was is the first 3 days, you just walked to the cafeteria. There was nothing wrong at all. And then that day when I went down there, I had noticed the weird noise on the ground. And I walked back, and the carpet was like significantly wet on the outside. And I had looked to the right, and both rooms 106 and 108 had fans in them.
Yeah, so we don't even know which room it was. We just thought that a pipe had broken, possibly just outside with the hallway right there.
So the conversation only came up when he had randomly came up to me in the cafeteria. The second of the 2 days, I noticed that wet carpet, and he said, "Hey, I noticed you guys don't like maids coming in, so that's why I called the ahead of time to schedule it for one." It was kind of weird. He kind of pushed it that he wanted the maids in at 1 o'clock. It was like,
This
yeah,
was this was like 4 days later.
yes. The wet carpet was not wet 3 to 4 days into moving back into the place.
Yeah, for when we went down to eat breakfast, there were a couple of days where when we walked past it, it was not wet.
It was not the first day, meaning 48 hours later. It was the fourth or fifth day, which is like an entire week later.
Oh, okay, okay. That's why the timeline never made sense in my head. So a couple of things. One is they
Oh,
certainly should have been in that room the day after.
real quick,
Maybe.
all I had asked at the cafeteria when he was done talking about the maids was, uh, "Hey, the toilet had a basic issue. Uh, was it that?" And he said no. I asked him, "That's weird. Was it anything else?" And he's like, "Yeah, we don't know, but busted water main." He again said, "I don't know," and then that was it. And so that's what probably maybe tripped up his paranoia, but he literally admitted to me it was not the toilet. And uh, and basically that morning, by the way, I had gone back upstairs, and we had just noticed a bed bug. And immediately after that same conversation in the cafeteria, I had gone back to the front desk and pulled them aside and told them, "Hey guys, I don't want anyone to hear about this. It's cool. We have light gear. They don't transfer on our stuff. Just give us a new room, right?" And then that
Yeah.
was
What day was that roughly?
that was basically the day we moved into the new room. So that was 2 days ago. We were only in that room once. We only slept in that room once, right?
I think it was like 1 or 2 days.
No, it
No,
was once.
Well, what day did you move into your? I've lost track of time.
Uh,
What day of the week did you move back in?
okay, we moved into room 260. First of all, room 160 was for the 28 days.
or 106.
Or sorry,
Well,
sorry, sorry. 106 was for 28 days. Then we go across the street for 2 days.
what
Then
days
we
of the week was that?
then we come back, and about 8 days ago, 8 or 9 or whatever, 10, maybe 2 weeks ago, not 2 weeks ago, um, was room 260. We had literally just moved into 278 2 days ago, and that was for the bed bug issue.
Oh, okay, okay. So a couple of things I see. One is, um, well, I wonder if the air conditioner unit may have been where the leak.
That's
Uh,
physically where it was. The fans were, and they had moved the chair there. So I don't know if the air conditioner, if it uses water or if there's just water pipes
By the
nearby.
way,
But it was that corner.
there has been no conclusive mechanic that has even told him to even tell us what exactly happened.
yeah, okay. Let's blame it on the air conditioner. That's the only thing I can think of. But I'm more concerned that 5 days went by without them looking in the room.
Oh,
Or
by
else,
the way,
he's just looking to blame you, which I think is what your
by,
theory is he's just trying to find some things to pin it on you guys.
so by the way, I had walked by that room every morning, and occasionally I had seen inside of it, and they were cleaning it like normal. Their cart was in the front, and they were just, cleaning it, and they did not have the water fans out at that point, and it just, I don't know, it looked fine to me.
Yeah, so nothing actually happened water damage wise until like a week or five or so days after we left that whole room.
Okay, so,
So-
what do you, in the courtroom, what do you call a witness who's been caught in being less truthful? Hostile witness or
Impeached.
impeached?
They're impeached.
Yeah.
Their credibility is tarnished.
Yeah, so Dave and I, we actually went over this. This is what we were trying to explain to you. We counted 9 times that he flip-flopped. Okay, so upstairs in the room, upstairs just today, Dave first opened the door and he said damages. I then walked up and I asked if there was any policy violations or if this was a personal preference. He literally said, we just want you gone. And then as he was walking out, David said
At the end of the hallway.
at the end of the hallway where he was, so he yelled from the distance something about damages, and then we have that on tape. He saying, "Yeah, we don't know if it's you or your brother, but there's damages." And then from there, it was we walked downstairs and we asked if there were any. We asked again, all the things like policy violations and damages, and he said, "No, we're not going to hold anything against you." And then you called up, and then he said to you damages. And then we find out that in his report,
His corporate report he wrote for his just the local hotel.
he didn't say anything at all. He said just that he just didn't want to renew the room. And then when I called up corporate, corporate had me on hold while he called, or they called him just right then and there, and he had reported that it was because of damages. Which he literally just said to us that he would not be holding against us, and now that was the reason why we were banned, was because of damages.
By the way, to clarify, this
So-
may have made him confused. I had reported the bed bug immediately when I saw it because I consider that some things that I report immediately, like fires, real flooding, poisons, or infestations, basically. And he may have confused it with the toilet thing, which we hadn't mentioned the entire time or ever, because it was honestly a cosmetic mechanical issue. And another thing is when I was reading reviews, there was a lot of reviews that said a lot of their rooms had broken, if not all things broken in them. So I thought it was just another, crappy hotel room that you just have to deal with.
Interesting. Yeah.
So
Hey, the other thing I don't get from him is he said that he wouldn't have, after you checked out, that he wouldn't have allowed you back in. But somehow I was able to get you guys in. But he saw you around for days and days and didn't say anything. Is that right?
he only billed yesterday and did not actually charge your card, which it looks like he charges every day. And so he, uh, we don't know why
By
he
the
did
way,
that.
that was
Basically,
around
or-
the same time frame of moving to the new room. So I don't think there should have been an issue because I went to them and said we had changed for the bed bug that that I called my dad and he'll just bill it, because I think it's the same price.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Okay, so
And
it's
so
a little
it
strange
was
that you were able to get back in that place and stay there for 8 days or so, and then for him to come and say, well, we didn't even want you guys in there after you were out the first time. He knew you were in there, right?
yeah, there was a range of about a week there
he
that
had never shown us any contention at all of not liking us. So we see this slot where people will sit on their resentment until they find an opportunity to blow up at us. And
or an
so
excuse.
he may have been just like in the process of changing his mind over the week. But
No.
we had not seen it. We thought everything was good terms, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I don't think we even saw him or talked to him. And so we don't want to say this, but we just when people don't have like a fully convicted investigation on their hands, but they see a lot of like 49% investigations, like, well, we don't know if the main was him for sure, but
Also,
if we take that into account with the bed bugs, with the damage, with the
one more thing.
food, then
This-
it's probably him in the end for all those things, when it actually ended up not adding up any of them to more than 49%.
Okay.
And so
Okay. Well, yeah, that puts him as a less than reliable or impeached or whatever the term is.
and
Everything he says now is suspect in my mind. So
and so the only other things that I was trying to clarify was when he told us that you only had pre-authorized for 1 day, and I was like, well, we've been doing this for like a month. I'm pretty sure it's been 3 days every time. And then the last thing that really concerns me is that when he corporate called him up, he had said very specifically that only two things: the water damage, and that I was aggressive with the front counter. I think he's what she said. And so, to me, in my mind, you would never use the words front counter to basically describe yourself. As in, I only had a conversation with him only once over the food, and I've never actually talked to any ladies over policies, over anything.
Yeah, we've
ever.
never talked to the ladies over policies because they're minions, and they were all nice. Like, we always got along with all the female staff. There was no male staff. There was one older guy, but he was the only one having a conversation. So he kind of spun it off that we had problem with staff
And when he says like front counter, it sounded like it was multiple times. When, like I said, there was only one time,
and it was just for the milk bottle. And all he was saying is, "Hey man, we pay you a lot of money. We drink that much milk, anyways." And what we were complaining about is because Will's burping and spitting makes him eat in his room. We were forced to take back less milk and juice than if we were sitting
or make more trips
in their cafeteria or make more trips.
Yeah, and so it was just
well,
yeah,
I never did get to eat there, so
whatever. I was just
you go ahead and then.
I just wanted to see if when you called back to ask to clarify about the damages, if he was going to flip flop one more time. But whatever.
Whatever. At this
All
point,
all I know what to do in this world now, unfortunately, is I had recorded all the previous conversations with him, and then corporate asked me to email everything, and so we'll let them decide. But I kid you not, Dave and I counted it up, and it was 9 times that he went back and forth, because it looked better to say to you that there were damages, but then it looked better to say to us that there weren't, and then on paper that there weren't. But then corporate's going to wonder if there's nothing written that why are we banned, then so he's going to have to say damages again and things like that. And so Dave and I have caught this where we basically catch them in a less than stellar investigation and they don't know what to do, so they try and play the best of both sides, and that's just not cool.
So one last thing. Common law, from anywhere from your work to McDonald's and everywhere. If you obviously keep breaking the rules and make their business hard, that's why that law's in place, and judges will uphold it because you keep squirting ketchup everywhere.
Yeah, or you're an unruly drunk patron or something like that.
Yeah, at a bar or something like that. And so if you're not doing anything wrong, that's there to then gain access to people because they follow your rules. And so you wouldn't want to not do business with someone who follows your rules and is still willing to pay for your services. And so what we're trying to say is you take away all those things. He just banned us for no reason.
Yeah. And so to top it off, I just wanted to clarify two last points. One, when we went back in there, I asked him if they were open to the public. That was my exact words. And he could not say yes. He kept going off of we have this, we're a private company, we have a right to refuse service to anybody, and all I kept asking was, are you open to the public?
It's not like a private club like Costco. If any person can walk in here, it's a private business that opened itself to the public. Like an open house.
And so I tried to tell him real quick, I was like, hey man, if you go to a Walmart and buy a product, you'd be pretty pissed if they just flat out told you can't buy that. And so real quick, just ironically speaking, I was trying to find this on the paperwork or on the door of their rooms and whatnot, but I couldn't find it. But in this new hotel room, it literally is posted right here in one sentence. And so this is just all I was trying to get at with him about the common law privilege. And it just says here, right here, Civil Rights Anti-Discrimination Act. Civil Rights Anti-Discrimination Act, as amended, 1957, and General Regulation Number 1. The services, facilities, and accommodations of this establishment are available to all persons alike, regardless of race, creed, color, national origin, or ancestry. That's all it is. That's all we were bugging him about was, like, dude, you don't know your laws. And we unfortunately have had this happen before where people literally tell us, hey, man, it's our right to refuse service to anyone for any reason or no reason. And it's like, no, actually, like, you have to, if you're going to be in business for the public and not like some club that's invitation only, then you kind of have to do business with the public. And we're just simply finding that people sometimes don't like doing business with people that aren't easy or in their clique or whatever, what have you, to do business with. And we happen to be on the outside edge or ridge or whatever you want to call it for the public. We're still public, but and so we may be an assertive or a stern, pro se type
majority.
Public. We're a minority, basically, and we this is just like the fifth or sixth time now that people have thought that they just have a right, just personal right. I can turn you away at any point. It's my business. I'm a private business, and it's like they always incite that it's private property, to which, like, for instance, DU literally said to our faces, yeah, we just don't like you. Like, we got that on tape. They literally said, yeah, we just don't like you. And so it's like, okay, whatever. We're going to ask for our privileges back somehow, some way, whatever.
Private clubs like private schools.
I gotta go.
Yeah. Sorry. Thanks for kind of helping us work through this. We just, in general...
so you can
like
see our
getting,
concerns now.
Yeah, we like getting both sides of the story, and so hopefully you can kind of see some of our concerns. But we're really, 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 really trying to make it through as fast as we can with some of all this stupid crap that we have going on. And we're really, really appreciative that we have a place to stay right now. You guys have no idea. Or hopefully you do have an idea, because you helped us out.
How does that place there compare with the other? Is it rooms nice? Is it...
The TV's old tube fashion.
It's an old fat TV, not widescreen. That's it.
No.
No, it's very nice, very clean. And we did an inspection, Mom, and everything looks absolutely A-okay, as far as we can tell.
Did you videotape stuff?
Nah, we didn't videotape anything. Yeah. Might as well, but maybe, I don't know.
You ought to.
You're right, it's video footage.
By the way,
You never
small
know.
claims court burden of proof requires them to prove the damages and logs.
Well, people are shiesty and not shiesty, but people are. It's hard when we're in a guilty until proven innocent type of society, and so people always think that we may be trying to get out of things when we're just trying to exonerate ourselves and stuff like that. So,
actually, one of the main reasons to videotape when you move into an apartment or a house or when you go to rent a car as well is all it takes. If there's any question about damages later and the person is being less than honest, all you have to say is, well, let's review the videotapes.
Just takes
and if
1
they
second.
get up the story, they'll quickly back down without ever having to watch it. So
It's true.
Yeah, we're well aware of that, but
Yeah, it's like it's like guilt until proven innocent. But if you have the proof, you should be able to prove your innocence. The burden of proof should be on them, but people are, like you said, less than honest, and so that's just the way it works. It's kind of funny because I'll show my receipt, quote unquote, at a Walmart after the fact, and they'll have to drop the case. But then I'll show people the lease of the park to which I was not in after the fact, and I got wrongfully convicted in that case, and they won't accept that. So people are still really, really shiesty, and I'm still trying to figure out how to get this overturned. When I have like the actual parks department saying that I'm not in a park, and then the lease and the survey department saying that I'm not in a park, and I can't get those people to like talk to the cops and stuff. And so, I wish that the departments weren't so segmented, but that was just kind of a side thought. Whatever. I'm so sick and tired of all this law crap. I just want to go watch some TV and stuff. So let's put it all behind us, and we're gonna be extra nice to these people because we can't foresee the future, but I guess you could say I thought that I've never been in this hotel. I've never been in hotels, so I don't really know how the people act, but I guess they probably just deal with a whole lot of certain type of demographics of like rich, quiet business people, families, or something like that. And maybe they just don't deal with people that are staying long term.
Yeah, they
especially. Do. Or they do?
Well,
Okay, whatever.
I'll tell you a little of the history of that place, and then I've got to go here. About 2 years ago, there was an article that particular property had devolved into a cheapy place in town, wasn't kept up, people who couldn't afford elsewhere and didn't take good care of things, and I think they had trouble with prostitution and so forth. And I was actually rather surprised to see that they had brought it back into a hotel nice enough to be a Clarion or a Quality Inn. Before it was an independent, and that really...
Interesting.
Yeah, it marks it as a target for, like I say, devolving into something less than a stellar place to live, so...
Yeah, no, it's... That's a very, very large, very interesting topic I've been following for a very long time.
Are you saying they're doing better than before?
That they cleaned it up and stuff. And so, what you're talking about basically is that over time, if poorer sections of town through, I don't want to say poor, but like if there's no investments or no, I don't want to say this because I'm not arguing for this, but unfortunately, gentrification usually brings the value of the center of that part of town up. Because it gets just certain types of variables in there. Like gentrification does work. It's just that if there's any way that we can make the poorer parts in town more sustainable in the first place, then you wouldn't just use gentrification as the excuse. Like basically, there's a whole bunch of like Wendy's that all have their brand spanking new insides and stuff. Like Burger King's, like they're really nice wood furnishing and stuff like that. And like I don't think that's going to totally like change the atmosphere. I think it's still a Wendy's. I mean, but there's something to say about gentrification that.
Actually, there's slumification as well, right?
Yeah, true. I wonder how that works.
Yeah, it actually happens a lot. So.
Yeah, it's too bad that money speaks so much to this world, but Maybe we'll find a strike a balance somewhere in the middle, something like that. That's some big talk there. I don't even know about that stuff. Whatever. Philosophy.
All right.
But-
I'll let you go. The next couple of days, I've got to really put my head down and get working. I've lost work hours, and that's just not good. So.
Yeah, we're really sorry if we have take up any time. In the meantime, by the way,
That's fine. Just
we're-
been warning you. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
and also too, we're getting ready to make our final rounds to all the different institutions out there. From our previous research or recent research, they might have a couple of really short-term housing, either rental vouchers and or homes that can put people up in them. I mean, we're only talking a couple of families in the whole town have had this access, but we may be qualifying for that, and so we're gonna press
Put your
the
names on
city.
the waiting list 2.5 years ago. You'd probably be in by now.
True,
No. Okay. I
but
gotta
yeah, we're gonna press the city and see what they have to say. So
go. Okay. Do it nicely.
yeah, absolutely.
You'll catch more flies with honey than vinegar. Have you ever heard that one?
Ooh, yep, that's a good quote. We'll end on that. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Dad. Take care.
Okay. Good talking to you. Bye bye.
You too.